Hello and welcome to Voice of the Box. We've got a special Careers in Sports edition today. You know, normally I come to you live or tape from Candlestick Park in San Francisco. Today we're at the global headquarters. Can we call it global headquarters?
Global headquarters.
Of Sync Sports and Entertainment. We're here with Nate Silverman, who is co-founder of Sync Sports and Entertainment. Nate, first of all, thanks for taking some time to join me right here in Voice of the Box.
No problem. Appreciate you coming down.
Before we get into what Sync Sports Entertainment does, I want to kind of give my viewers, all those viewers at home, a chance to learn a little bit of how you broke in to your career in sports. I don't want it to sound like a resume, but perhaps you could just step me back to the first role, you know, kind of a little snippet, if you will, of each role, but your first role and how you broke into the sports industry. I believe it was with the Knicks, but why don't you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. Me personally, I'm a big basketball fan, always have been, and as a young child realized I wasn't going to be playing in the NBA, so I decided to pursue an opportunity in the NBA. And so I started locally, my hometown of Seattle, with the Sonics and Storm, and did not obtain an internship. I had family in New York, so I started pursuing the Knicks. And it was actually interesting how it all came about because I was very persistent and I was told no multiple times. And in fact, I even went to the vice president of marketing and had been calling him, almost harassing him. And I received a personal letter saying, we're not interested, but at this time, keep your resume on file. We've all heard it before. I still called and just happened to get the right person on the phone one day. She said, an opportunity just opened up that I think you may be a good fit for. She forwarded me that very day to the hiring manager, who was Gary Winkler at the time. And he interviewed me on the spot, and in 2 weeks I was out there. So a little bit of luck and a lot of persistence.
There is a message there for anyone that's obviously going through that. Obviously, internships is a pretty strong key that, you know, I've heard over the years. So I worked in their game operations department, doing halftime shows, anthem singers, color guards, any presentation or in-arena promotion that we did, shooting T-shirts, anything like that. Wow. Now, from the NBA, if we were to gently fast forward, moving ahead, you made a switch. You came back to Seattle. Tell me about your role with the Sonics and how you got that role.
Sure. So with the Knicks, I wanted to actually continue on, but the only opportunities they had was sales. And at the time, I said to myself, I don't want to do sales. Came back to Seattle, tried to get in the marketing department with the Sonics. There were no positions available, but they did have opportunities in sales. So I pursued that, and they had a program which a lot of professional franchises do have called inside sales, which is you're the front line, banging on doors, making 100 phone calls a day. Didn't seem like my cup of tea at the time, but I wanted to work in the NBA so bad, it's something that I decided to do. So interviewed, was offered the position, and went in there and started grinding out. Worked for about 6 months, actually selling Storm tickets, Seattle Storm tickets, which at the time no one had really heard of. You would literally make a phone call and people would say, the what? The who? But that year we won the championship, the Seattle Storm, and I have a championship ring from that.
Nice.
I'm proud of that. Yeah. Not too many people have that in professional sports.
Absolutely not.
I should have brought that to share with you today, but
there'll be a follow-up interview somewhere down the road.
So yeah, about 6 months there, I was the top salesperson, was promoted to full-time and worked for another 3 or 4 seasons. Full-time as an account executive selling season tickets, packages, suites, courtside seats, and that's really where I found my niche, was working on premium seating there.
Tell me a little bit about your role with the Seattle Sports Commission.
Sure. With the Sports Commission, I was the business and development manager, and I was brought on to really grow the business from a sponsorship and membership side, and then also manage the marketing, the internet, the website, and then any events that we put on. So sports commissions in general are typically 501c3 nonprofit organizations. Ours happened to be linked in with Seattle's Convention Visitors Bureau, which was a great fit for us. We're able to share resources, you know, computers, IT, etc., and they actually provide some budget for us as well. So we operated on a small budget, but it was a good experience working there.
Now, is it true, because I don't want to assume anything, are there commissions like this in various cities throughout the U.S.? I would imagine there are, and the reason I, again, want to bring that up is perhaps, again, students that are interested in breaking into sports or the sports industry, that might be another avenue that someone just simply may not have known about.
Sure, and that's a great question, actually, and I hadn't heard of the Sports Commission prior to working for the Sonics. I had been referred by someone who I had networked with, and I went to the National Association of Sports Commission convention, which happens annually, and it was in Omaha, Nebraska. I'll leave it at that. And from there, though, I did meet many other folks that were with sports commissions in other states all across the nation. And some of them are actually involved in very, very big things. Some of them work with their local NFL teams. Some of them host NCAA football. Some of them host NCAA basketball tournaments. So there is a great opportunity and a good niche there that folks haven't really heard of.
Now, one more time, just because someone may have heard it real fast, what was the convention that you went to again, so we can get that out there one more time?
National Association of Sports Commission.
Okay, great. I don't know if we'll look that up, and we'll get it on the website later. We'll put the link on there.
NASC.
Simple as that. See what you asked, you get what you asked for. After the Seattle Sports Commission, you somehow came together with your business partner, who I just happened to meet outside this morning. And here we are again at the global headquarters, Sync Sports Entertainment. You're a co-founder.
Yeah.
Tell me, if someone were to come up to you off the street and say, what is Sync Sports Entertainment? What do you guys do? You would say...
So we're a sports marketing agency, obviously based in Seattle, and our niche is focusing on the sports and entertainment world. And really what we do is marketing and advertising. So we work with the marketers, the brands, and we assist them in identifying what their objectives are, and we tailor those objectives to packages with the properties being the teams and events that happen mostly on a local level, but then we also work on a national level as well.
I mean, that's obviously a big step to go out on your own and start your own business, which is impressive in and of itself. That would probably be a wholly different interview in terms of what it's like to start your own business.
Sure, yeah.
I'd love to ask, is there anything that maybe happened, or people you learned, people that you met and learned from, either at the Knicks, the Storm and the Sonics, or the Seattle Sports Commission? Any pearls of wisdom or advice that you were given over the years that has stuck with you, that has truly helped you to where you are today?
Sure. I think first of all, the experience alone, it just goes unsaid. There's a big difference between reading the books and reading articles and actually doing it. And so, as I had mentioned earlier, sales was something I did not want to do, and actually was pretty good at it. And so that was a tremendous learning experience. The sales, the networking, the folks that you meet.
Right.
Actually, as I was walking here with Patrick, my business partner, he said, your network is your net worth. And I think that really holds true, because it is really about who you know and making those connections. And so sales was a huge part of that for me. And my organization, our organization, Sync Sports Entertainment, is a sales organization. That's really the backbone of what we do.
What kind of guidance would you give? What kind of advice or pearls of wisdom would you drop to them?
Wow, that's a good question and a tough one.
We only ask the tough ones here.
Well, I would say, first of all, you need to have a passion for the business. And a lot of people want to work in sports because they love sports. They love football, they love basketball, whatever their sport may be. That's why they want to work in sports, and that's not necessarily the right reason, because you really have to have a passion for the business. Sports, just like any other business, it's got marketing, it's got PR, it's got sales, it's got those different facets of business that are very similar to a lot of industries. You just happen to be working in sports, which for me, I personally have a passion for it, and that assists you in driving you every day and making sure that you continue to push forward and keep a positive attitude. The other tidbit that I would say is, do not discount sales opportunities. I'll never forget, I had a marketing class, a sales marketing class at WSU, Washington State University, and I had a professor who said 85 to 90% of you will most likely be in sales jobs right out of college. And I remember at the time as a student thinking to myself, not me, I'm not going to do sales. And here I am today owning a sales organization. So really don't discount sales. There's a lot of opportunity there. Folks are always looking for salespeople, whereas the PR marketing department may only have one opportunity, and typically it's for a more qualified individual. So especially if you're just getting out of college or looking to break into sports, you should consider sales.
Right. Nate Silverman with Sync Sports Entertainment. Before we close, I lied. I did have one more question for you. We want to make sure that we give a prominent spot to your company's website, so people can maybe go out and take a look at it. I'll put it on my on the show, of course, as well. But give us some direction to the website for Sync Sports Entertainment.
Sure. You can look us up at www.syncse.com, which is SYNCSE.com. You can take a look at our services, what we do, some of the work that we've done, as well as myself and my business partner Patrick's background.
Great. Well, we're here live at the global headquarters of Sync Sports Entertainment with co-founder Nate Silverman. Nate, thanks again for taking time right here on Voice of the Box.
Appreciate it.